You guys have heard me talk about speed to the lead for years, and it has been a fundamental principle in how I've run every single one of my businesses. It's a no-brainer. It makes sense. The data is undeniable, and this isn't theory, this is reality. The faster that you respond, the higher your close rate is, period. And I'm not walking that back at all, but here's where people start to get it wrong. Speed to the lead does not mean speed to guessing. And that's where this recent obsession with AI estimates starts to really fall apart. And yeah, obviously, we understand how powerful AI is. We are using it constantly, but with great power comes great responsibility. And if you know what that quote is from, leave it in the comment section down below. And make sure to stay till the end of this video because I am going to share a little secret that I think is going to help a lot of new business owners out. There are a lot of platforms popping up left and right that want you to believe that you can price a real service job by letting AI look at property records, Zillow data, maybe a satellite image, and somehow produce an accurate number. And this looks great in a demo. It sounds impressive in marketing. But in the real world, it's just guessing. Estimating is about drilling down and giving a concrete valuation to your customer so they can make an intelligent choice. Most of what actually determines price never shows up online. Access issues, surface conditions, pitch, obstacles, risk, the condition or age of the property. Do the spigots work? Setup time. None of that lives in a property record, and those variables don't slightly change the price. They can actually change the entire job. And that is why a pricing matrix is something that is a non-negotiable. A real pricing matrix forces the system to ask questions that actually affect cost, not random questions, not filler, the questions you need to get to a number that you can stand behind, the questions you have to have in order to quote with any amount of accuracy. They are there for one purpose, and that is to get an estimate. That is it. In the entire history of the internet, no one has ever gone to a pressure washing website for fun. They have a problem. They want to know what it costs to fix their problem. So if you ask relevant questions about their property, which they care about, that directly affects the price, they are going to answer them. Because in exchange, you're giving them what they actually want, a price that they can rely on. This is a true exchange of value, not a contact form, not like an AI-generated estimate. They are getting something in exchange for their time, which of course is what they want since they are on your website. And let's be clear about something else. An estimate that gets changed later is worse than asking a customer to spend a couple minutes to answer some questions about their property up front. The second that you raise your price, trust is gone. It doesn't matter how justified the change is. From the customer's perspective, the number moved. It went up. They trusted your system to give them an accurate estimate. And when you have to change it because the system was wrong, you lost their trust, likely a review, definitely any referrals. So let's look at a real world example. We're going to use pressure washing, but this can apply to anything. Two properties can have the same square footage and be completely different jobs. One is wide open, easy access, pretty clean. The other is steep, blocked, fragile, risky, same size, totally different scope of work. AI can't see that. A pricing matrix can. It might take 3 questions. It might take 5. It may take 15. That's irrelevant. What matters is that those questions exist because they actually change the price. And if someone refuses to answer them, that's not a conversion problem. That is a filter doing its job. Because the same customer who won't answer questions up front is the one who argues scope later, shops on price, and expects extras for free. That's not who we want to work for. And that is why we built Instaquote inside of QuoteIQ. Not to race to a number, but to arrive at the right one really quick. Instaquote combines customer-provided inputs with a defined pricing matrix so the same conditions produce the same result every single time. No Zillow guesses, no property record assumptions, real inputs, real logic, real pricing, your pricing. And once the estimate is right, the next problem is scheduling. Because a good estimate doesn't mean much if your schedule turns into chaos. And that is where Instaschedule comes into play. Instaschedule integrates directly with your calendar, which means you control exactly which days and times customers can book. You decide your availability, not the software, not the customer, you do. And to make that even stronger, we tied it directly into our route density feature. With route density, you map out your service areas on a map, you assign specific service days to those quadrants, and you control when customers can schedule based on where they're located. So they get their estimate from Instaquote, they go to Instaschedule to get on the books. They're only shown the days and times that actually make sense for the service area that they're in. So there is no more crosstown zigzagging, no stacking jobs that don't belong together, no calling customers to reschedule because the route doesn't work or you can't get there in time. That means less drive time, fewer reschedules, tighter routes, and a schedule that actually works for your business, not against it. And again, AI isn't the issue. Automation isn't the problem. Guessing is. And if your AI estimate can't explain why the price is what it is, and your scheduling system doesn't respect geography, it's not saving you time. It's creating problems downstream. Because speed doesn't matter if the estimate has to be changed before the work begins. That, again, is just losing trust. It's killing that relationship with a potential customer, and it's making you look really bad. And speed doesn't matter if the schedule doesn't make sense when the truck leaves the yard. So now I'm going to tell you the secret that I think is going to help a bunch of you new guys out. You hear me talk about Instaquote, and that is by far, in my opinion, the best customer-facing quoting tool in the world, period, no questions. That's what your customers see. That's what they book from, and that is what protects trust. But if you spend 5 minutes in any Facebook group, in any industry, you're going to see the same question that I've seen over and over again, and you probably have the same questions if you're relatively new. How much should I charge for X? And that's the real problem that a lot of people are dealing with. It's not software, it's not speed. They don't know where their numbers should come from. So what we did is we took that powerful tool called AI and we built AI estimates, not as a replacement for Instaquote and not as a customer-facing tool at all. Customer doesn't see this. This is only for you. Our AI estimate is not powered by AI grabbing random data off the internet with zero context. It's built on your inputs, your prompts, your pricing, and your understanding of what your company can actually handle. Your labor, your equipment, your margins, your reality, not AI's assumptions. You feed it real-world information based on your business, and it helps you build estimates that actually make sense. Accurate estimates, not guesses, not Zillow numbers, not property records with absolutely zero context of what is going on the property. It's built for people who need just a little bit of extra help building out pricing, especially early on in their businesses. So you're not pulling numbers out of thin air and hoping that they work, hoping that you're going to make money, hoping that you're not going to lose your ass. AI is powerful, right? Everybody knows that, but power without context is incredibly dangerous. And that's what a lot of these new tools that are popping up don't take into consideration. And look, AI is great. I love it. We use it every day. AI doesn't replace thinking, though. It just supports it. So if you want a quoting and a scheduling system built around real jobs, real variables, and real-world operations, check out Instaquote and Instaschedule. All of that is inside of QuoteIQ. You can try a 14-day free trial. There will be no guessing. There will be no rework. There will be no trust lost. Just accurate estimates. That's it, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great day.